Hey! Small side note, if I may. Again, I don't crunk on my drunkum. I'm trying to catch a catchphrase for what good I do. It's not working. Please record this. No, I mean, we don't care. Copyrighted photo. The first time we did the show here at Miami, we drank bottles. Yes. Bottles and bottles. Yes. Was it peach or so mandarin vodka absolute with Nichelle Nichols?
Oh, yeah. It was Sprite and peach vodka.
Yeah. And I'm not saying
bottles.
This in a disrespectful way. I'm saying in the most respectful way.
Nichelle Nichols.
We were all staying at the same hotel. I think it was the Catalina.
Yep.
And her agent and I, we had the same convention agent, but so we were all sort of sitting at the table. But I mean, I'm talking, it was 1:30 in the morning.
Oh, it was 2:30.
And she, beamed in, whatever, how she got there.
For those
and
of you
she's
that
like,
don't
well,
know.
you know what I want? Because she has in her rider, anywhere I go, when I show up to, whatever this, Florida Supercon, I show up here in my room, there will be waiting for me a bottle of peach absolute vodka.
Right.
Maybe more than one. If I finish it, then there'd be another one. Right. But I mean, I was so impressed.
Oh, she was sitting there.
Just packing it down.
Yeah. I'm sitting there.
Tamping it down, making room for more. Just kept tamping it down. And I remember thinking, the first convention, I thought that first. And then I was like, wait a minute, use your lips. And then I was like, the first convention I ever went to of any type was a Star Trek convention in Las Vegas. I went with a friend, and Nichelle Nichols was the guest. And I certainly knew what Star Trek was, but I didn't know where were all these weird guys behind tables with just weird shit they're selling, which was this is all looks like garbage. Hey, it's the original. But I have some of them. I have I bought the original 35 millimeter, movie trailer for Roger Rabbit. Oh, wow. I still have it. I just found it. I was like, maybe I can sell that. I look up on eBay, it's 2 cents. Okay, what a wonderful investment that I've also moved from 5 different houses and apartments I've lived at for the last 25 years to save this thing. And then somebody's like, why don't you break it up into single frames and sell that on eBay? I'm like, get out of here, you're an idiot. I'm an idiot, but I'm going to cut my losses. I'm throwing it away. Should have brought it, could have been a prize.
You could have sold it at the table like I'm doing.
That's right, I should. I'll bring you the next one.
Yeah.
Raleigh Galaxy.
There's a plug for my garage sale I'm having at our booths.
I'm going to tell you, that you've never been to Journey into Imagination. Didn't mean to call you out again.
It's all good.
Just one, you don't know what's going on. She has a Figment.
No, I sold it.
You did?
Yeah.
I was going to buy it.
Sold this morning.
How much?
No, it's on display tonight.
It's gone. Someone bought it.
When did they buy it? Not this morning.
2 hours ago. Yeah. I'm sorry.
We were there for that.
You were there for that. I was present, but I wasn't there.
I was.
Yeah, you had a Robin Hood. Do you have a Robin Hood
There's all
blush?
kinds. There's all kinds.
There's
a bush? Did you say a bush?
No, a Robin
A
Hood.
George Bush
Oh,
blush?
blush.
Did you have
A blush. Yeah. She's got a
George
Figment bush, which is great.
That would be cool.
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
Didn't someone die on this ride though?
Yes.
Yeah, it was the Muppets were on the
Muppets
ride.
died on the ride?
And,
Bye,
Gonzo
guys.
died.
Thanks for coming.
That's how Jim Henson died.
The Muppets are literally breaking every Disney rule in one photograph. We got too many people in there. We got people hanging out of it.
A dog that's not a service dog. By the way, everybody now, they just go on eBay and spend 20 cents to buy a service
I didn't know
animal
they were
patch.
even on that Skyway. That's pretty interesting.
It's
one-
Photoshop.
The
It's not real.
The death that happened there was a custodial worker who was cleaning and got hit by one of these. So that was towards the end of it. It was one of those things that they were trying to phase out because people did spit off of it, throw
Yes,
pennies
they
off
did.
of it.
That's terrible.
We all became savages at some point.
There is a great story. One of the guys who was a famous Disneyland employee, but he was integral in the starting. He was not just an employee. He set up how to train the employees and stuff. But he was a retired Navy guy, and he was just sort of one of these hard as nails guys, right? And he was pitching in one day because they needed somebody to drive at Disneyland. They have a Casey Jr. circus train.
Of course.
So he's driving the train. Just imagine this. You're just with your happy little dopey family or whatever, and you're just we'll go on the dopey little train ride. I don't know why I'm calling everybody's family dopey, but in a nurturing train ride. Don't twist my words there, please. But some kid on the Skyway ride, loogies, and he's driving the train. So, it's a loop like this. It's one of these, it does 3 times, but it doesn't repeat itself. It goes this way, then it goes down over here, back around. This guy, because he's an old Navy guy, he was in World War II. It's a war. So he's a warrior. He's a war hero. Some guy spits on him. He looks up and sees this gondola going by with this 13-year-old pockmarked face going, eh. He stops the train. Not at the station. He just stops the train. He's like, I'm going to go, yeah, that little son of a bitch. Gets off the train. All the people are like, where are you going? He's but he's furious. It's like a famous Disneylander story. He walks back down the train because he's following the gondola. He's walking right below it. And he's like, listen, you little bastard, I get privileges here. I walk wherever I want. He's walking through the Casey Jones thing. He steps just over the fence, not even out and around on the wall. He's just right here, walking over the fence. I see you. You're not out of my sight. He goes right up into the release station where the cars come. Doesn't go where they land, goes where they end. He goes, hold them! And the guy's everybody knew this guy. Because it comes around, gets to this side. He opens the door. He's don't open that door. He opens the door. He grabs the kid by the shirt, goes, and just loogies in the face. Yeah, but this guy literally was a high-level Neo 01. Oh, 10 minutes. Oh, sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Great
Nobody
story.
says not sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they should flip it.
Agree to
They should start
disagree.
flipping that. Not sorry. Yeah, but this guy was it wasn't Van Arsdale, France, but it was somebody because back in the day there were all these guys that they weren't hey, I'm an Imagineer, I work in Imagineering. I just dream up stuff and great stories. Back then they were yeah, I fought the Jerrys. I know what it's like to look in the eyes of a man right before you kill him. So let's do a ride called the Jungle Cruise, where death is around every corner. And then they come hey, well, we'll make it fun. We'll do that. Yeah, you do jokes about blood in the water. We'll see how funny that is about a python killing an ox.
Yeah.
About gorillas in a tent that clearly killed the people who were in there right before you got there. Now they're trying to shoot you. But those guys are real, and I know they look at every one of the guys now and they're if they were still alive, wimps. I'm curbing my language because there's young people here, but they'd be wimps. Starts with a P, but I'm going to say wimp. But they'd be yeah, clearly you've never killed a man. You person who created whatever the slinky dog racers. You don't know what it's like to look into the eyes of a man, lock eyes with a man you're about to kill. Wimps. Oh yeah, you're using your IPs? Yeah. Well, that was a PI. I kill for a living. Now making every imagine you're a murderer.
Yeah.
Hey, Walt Disney. So, cigarette. Yeah, Mark Davis, how many people have you killed? 50? All right, you're hired. Welcome to Walt Disney Magic. Hey, you got any ideas for a ride? Yeah, I want to make a great ride about you going through the Wild West in a runaway train. Runaway train? People die on runaway trains. Speaking of, how many people have you killed? About 5 people, 6 people. All right, you might be hired. I'm going to hire you right now. You're on a temporary basis. We'll see if you kill 3 more people by the end of the week. You're locked in.
Let me double check.
Double check.
Were hobos and drifters counted in your total?
Did they have a
Because they
beating
don't
heart?
count.
Yeah. Did they have a beating heart? Were they counted? Anyone who's counted on the last census, I'll count that as
Nice
double.
idea, guys.
That's how they did it, though. Actually.
Oh,
I meant
yeah.
Mark Davis.
Oh. Yeah,
1999.
I never
I saw
the
this.
show, but I heard
Never
about
seen it before.
Well, it was there until 2011. It's called
11?
Sounds Drip. 2011.
What?
Yeah. It
Never
was
even
called-
seen this.
It was there for 12 years. 12 years.
That was one of those things, I know this, that was supposed to be like for a year,
Yeah.
and it ended up like, well, we could change it, but we have to change it. Like, I mean, maybe we could just, let's let one more year. Look at, they're all dumb tourists. Just, they don't care. And people love Drew Carey. This was a thing, there was a thing with this, because Drew Carey was like the biggest fan of Disneyland in the universe.
Of course.
And Nichelle, what happened? My ears are ringing. Nichelle, by the way, everyone look at Nichelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Is that right?
Yes.
Hi, Michelle.
Wow. And you got stuck with him and not Michelle Nichols? Is she here?
It was,
I'm leaving him tomorrow to go to
Well, that
I did not pay $2,000 to fly here and give away free autographs to not have you be beside me for the next 4 days.
We'll talk about it.
I know what that means. That's what my wife says. We'll talk about it later. Means whatever you say when I'm completely against it, it's not going to happen. But I don't want to get in a fight right now because I just will go to sleep or finish reading my book. So I'll just say we'll talk about it later. Which, P.S., did take
Wife
me
says that
5 years to learn that that's what she was saying when she said that. I was like, oh, we'll talk about it.
Your mic's up. Yeah.
Oh, we'll just talk about it later.
Yeah.
Like,
The
wait a
mics are on a
minute.
timer.
Oh, yeah.
We never
One point I
talked
also like to
about
say
it.
about the
We never
86
talked
video.
about that thing I
I
wanted to
remember
do.
that place over there.
And it's been 4 days. Now, like, that we've already, like, that trip to Catalina's not happening because the date's already passed. We never talked about it. She smoke screened me. But it took me 5 years to realize when she says, well, we'll talk about it later. Spoiler alert, anybody engaged? About to get married?
Nah.
Oh, Forrest of hands.
Oh,
2, 3, all right. That's why the guy's got his
That's why
head
his
down
head's
right
down.
now. He's crying. Oh, sweet Jesus.
He's
I
just like,
married a
what did I do?
panda. I don't
It
know
seems
what's
so good. The panda was
Yeah.
great before,
Listen,
but
in 5 years, I'm going to save you 5 years. When your lovely wife says, we'll talk about it later, what she's saying is, shut your effing lips. You're an idiot. This is the dumbest, literally the dumbest idea I've heard in the past. I don't know how very often you have a dumb idea, but whatever, however long the last dumb idea was, like, stop talking, shut up, right? You know. Yeah, I just saved you 5 years.
Good idea.
You owe me 2 autographs, $25.
Marital advice from Aqua Shake right here.
That's right. Marital, the last person you should take marital advice from is the master shake. A man who's never known the touch of
Master
a woman
shake.
or any other person in a even remotely tender manner.
It's the best advice you can get, man.
That's true. No, well, I'm not master shake. I'm talking about the character.
Yeah.
I appreciate the creepy massage.
wanted to give them something exciting to go out on.
Yeah, I think you have 5 minutes left,
Oh,
guys.
well then we better talk about Pocahontas and her forest friends.
Oh, yeah.
What's this?
1998 to 2008, you had an actress playing Pocahontas trying to act opposite of raccoon. There was a raccoon on stage, and as you know, they're terrible animals. They're horrible. That raccoon, she'd be like, oh.
Wait a minute. Was this like an animal?
Animal.
Like, and here we have, like, who doesn't love ducks?
Oh, God.
No. This was her acting out as her character, and she would.
Yeah.
have-
But I mean, like, but they brought real. That's not just
She
some
had
duck
real
flew
out.
on stage.
She had a real duck, yeah, and she talked, but she talked to it in character.
Can I tell you a story real quick? Can I waste more of everyone's time?
More stories, please.
Just for 5 more. So, thank you, Nick. All right, I heard the notes. I know, they're leaving. I'm just going to tell this about animal abuse in show business. I did this show on Nickelodeon called The Thunderman. It's like one of those stupid
Oh,
Tweety.
yeah, the superheroes.
Yeah, it's like Tweety, it's like The Incredibles, but it was like a live action, sort of like fake sitcom. So there was an episode that they had all these animals. They had ducks and a pig and something else like a dog and a cat or whatever. But the duck, so they're shooting this one shot that was like the driveway. It was like the duck is here, this thing is here, the cat's here, the dog's here. The cat and the dog, they know better because they've been abused for so long. They know when the guy says like, "Hey, bingo," he's like, "Oh, put my ass on the ground because otherwise I'm going to be deeply abused after this." The duck kept walking away from its little spot. And the duck wrangler, they just play everything, because it's a duck. You can't train a duck. It's a duck. What are you gonna do? Sit? Fetch? Quack? No. It's a duck. He's like, whatever. I've already got the worst lot in life because I'm a duck. On top of it, now you're making me work in show business. Like I gotta be on set. I'm a duck who has to show up for a makeup call. This duck, and it kept doing something weird, rude with itself, like digging its privates or something. And like the lady, though, like the duck wrangler, she's like, "No, it's great." And whatever his name was, like Bocephus, like, "No, Bocephus is great. No, just tell me where you want him. It's perfect." Like, no, I'm just gonna go tell me these little crackers over or whatever. This lady ends up with like fishing wire, tying his feet together. There's a little bit of room,
Jesus.
but not a lot. Not Jesus. Exactly.
Well, duck.
Tying it like this, and then like, oh, don't film this part. I'm getting fired by Nickelodeon. He just smiles and like zooms in. Talk slower. But like, then they literally tied the duck to the ground. And then his little legs were tied together, and he's like, I'm the move. What the? What? God! Like the whole, so like, if you, no one will watch this show ever, but if you watch the episode, you'd see this duck that's just like, and then like at a certain point, the duck's like, because we're doing this thing. And at a certain point, the duck's like, children, boys, please close your ears real quick. In a nurturing, caring way.
I can't wait for this.
Fuck it. And he just shits all over. I'll tell you what I said. I said, F it, and the duck pooped all over the place. I didn't want you to be left out. I just want to introduce those words to you, which I know you've never heard before in your whole life.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
All right, let's.
On that note,
Jose, tell them where they can see you tonight.
Jose, can you see?
Yes, I can.
July
I'm going to be
4th.
at room 230, 231, which is on the other side of here. 8 o'clock is the 4th of July party, 8 to 11.
And Lisa
Oh,
Correo,
nice.
where can they see you?
I'm going to join you guys for Drunk on
8:15.
Disney. Yes.
All right,
And then
8:15.
immediately following that, in the same room, we're going to do stand-up comedy.
All right, fantastic. Well, Dana Snyder, Lisa Correo, Jose, my name's Guy Hutchinson. This was
All
I'm
right.
sorry I totally derailed whatever, there was orderly pictures and everything happening.